Hi, good evening.
Hi Anandan, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving time for this uh, survey interview.
My
Uh,
pleasure.
so, before I begin, I will just give you a brief about the why we are doing this. So, we want to understand more about brand LinkedIn, and we wanted to understand how consumers interact with that. So, to begin with, I will ask you a few questions, and that will help me get a better idea of what is your relationship with LinkedIn. So,
Sure.
Anandan, since when you are on LinkedIn, how long you have been or on this platform?
As far as my memory goes, for over 10 years now.
Okay, over 10 years. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Apart from LinkedIn, any other social media platforms you use?
Yeah. So I'm active on Facebook, Twitter. I also have my own SlideShare channel, which
Okay.
I don't use it regularly, but I do post some of my presentations there.
Hmm. Okay. So I am certainly sorry I missed the part that since I see you right now kind of as a user who has been on LinkedIn for quite some time. So can you briefly introduce yourself? Sorry, I just forgot to ask
No
about
worries.
it during the start. Yeah.
No worries. So, I'm a digital marketing professional and I have been in digital marketing for over around 10 years now. I entered digital marketing field in 2011 as a social media strategist, and over last 9.5 years, I have gone through like various aspects of digital marketing, whether it's own media, on media, or paid media. And for last 5 to 6 years, I have been extensively working in the paid media space, where I make use of social media platforms, display platforms, or Google search affiliate channels for driving my paid media projects and achieving the business results for my clients.
Oh wow, that's really awesome. Thanks, thanks. Uh, So yeah, coming back to our second question, besides LinkedIn, which other platforms you use? You mentioned Facebook, Twitter, and
Slide
using SlideShare. Okay,
slide.
okay. Uh, so if I ask you that, what must be a frequency of logging on LinkedIn? What would you say? How often do
LinkedIn,
you come on the platform?
I would say almost once in 2 hours a day,
Oh,
whenever I am awake.
okay.
Whenever even when I am in office, LinkedIn is always open in one of the tabs of Chrome. Or
Mhm.
when I'm at home, even during my holidays, I do keep checking my LinkedIn at least say once in 3 or 4 hours on mobile. So it's one of the important platform for professionals, and especially me being in the digital marketing field, I find it very helpful
Mhm.
for me to get know about the field.
Okay. So, when you say that you kind of log in or come to the platform, what is your relationship? As in, you consume content, or you kind of there are various features on the platform. Like there's something called publish LinkedIn Pulse, where you can publish articles. So, how is your engagement with these features?
Right. So I'm not so much pro in terms of writing long form content on LinkedIn, like you said on LinkedIn Pulse and all. But I mainly use LinkedIn for my education purpose to know about like what my fellow marketers or fellow digital marketers are doing and what type of content they are sharing. So it is
Hmm.
I would say 70 to 80 percentage of my time on LinkedIn presence is to get educated from others and whatever and from the industry professionals. And when it comes to myself, I share at least I make it a point to share at least one post a day, where I which comes from my own reading from any other website, any other research article, or maybe a digital media campaign, or maybe latest digital news that I come across. So that I share
mm,
with that, but that frequency is very less, so maybe once a day. And like I said, mostly I use it for education. And third important point is I try to comment on many posts that my connections people in my connections make. So that drives a lot of engagement, whether comments can be in terms of adding value to their posts, or maybe getting into a kind of a healthy debate, or by sharing my views on their posts. And also sometimes, helping people to, in terms of in cases of say recruitment posts, like when I come across a recruitment post, then I try to tag along my people from my network if somebody is looking for a job and I see a good fit. So then I use that engagement. So I would say 95% of the time I use it for driving engagement and try to network with people, while 5%
okay.
of the time I share content.
Okay. So I can see that you are quite extensive on the platform, and you have a certain relationship with how you engage with your peers and industry professionals on LinkedIn. So, if I ask you to kind of define that, where does LinkedIn stand for you in the entire social media ecosystem? For example, there's Facebook or a Twitter or a slide share. So, what does LinkedIn mean to you? If you can talk about that or tell me something about that.
Sure. So to me, LinkedIn is a very professional platform, and it allows a professional to connect with anyone from the professional field, and beyond boundaries. So in
Okay.
earlier times, so such social media platforms are not available, the uh, only way to network was to when you get to meet your peers in some conferences, or maybe some events, industry events, or maybe some get-togethers, But digital platforms and social media platforms have enabled now us to connect with anyone across the boundaries, across various countries. You can easily connect and talk to people. So that ways, it is helping the professionals, while Facebook is primarily a family oriented kind of a network, where your a lot of relatives are added to it, and you try to be in touch with them. So maybe some of your relatives are were living with far away from you, so you can't visit them. So it's more of a family drama platform, while Twitter is mostly, again, it can be a 50% ranting platform, while 50% can be a good information sourcing platform, because there are very good professionals and very good people who share information about various fields, about marketing, finance, education, environment, politics, investing, finance. So I mean, you may choose to follow kind of people that you want to. So though I am from a
Hmm.
marketing field, so naturally I follow a lot of marketeers on Twitter, but also I also try to follow people from sports, because I love cricket. I follow football to some extent, so I try to follow some few cricketers, past cricketers, commentators, some football clubs that I follow. So that is more of like a free flowing platform, where the knowledge plus entertainment comes uh, together. And it's a very neutral platform also. It's not like very professional like LinkedIn, or a very personal family oriented platform like a Facebook, while
Okay.
LinkedIn is completely professional.
Okay. Uh, but we often these days see that LinkedIn keeps introducing features that might be, if I can put a word to it, a clone of maybe an Instagram story. So, as a marketeer, how do you think when you see such features about the platform?
That's absolutely right observation. So LinkedIn definitely today seems like a exterior Facebook or Instagram for sure. So as a marketer, my only critique would be like LinkedIn is very late to the party. So
Okay.
maybe Facebook woke up much earlier, or Twitter was way behind, way ahead the curve, while
Hmm.
LinkedIn has been. very late to the party. And not only with respect to say LinkedIn stories, which was launched recently like a couple of months back, or like you said, LinkedIn videos, or even in with respect to paid media advertisements, I can share a few examples. Like LinkedIn carousels were never a part of the creative element, but Facebook had it much earlier, like many years ago Facebook introduced that. So that is also when LinkedIn introduced it, they made a very big announcement and all, but it was no more an innovative stuff for a marketer, because they had already seen that carousel unit on Facebook and Twitter and all. Similarly,
Mm.
many retargeting features that LinkedIn brought lately, but they are no more new to the industry, because they are just, as you like rightly said, they are cloned, or maybe to put it in a very crude manner, they are just copied from other platforms.
So I see that, of course, I have the dual benefit of asking you questions which can also be asked to a marketeer or also for asked to a consumer. So while you answer these questions from the vantage point of a marketeer, what about a consumer? As a consumer, where do these features benefit, or do they stand in the uh, like a peripheral vision that there is some story on LinkedIn, I may or may not do that. So are users adapting it, consumers using it? What are your thoughts about it?
Yes, definitely they are using it. And see, we marketers might see it from a different lens, but yes, as
Mm,
a user, they are definitely a welcome move, though they are late. But like better late than never. That kind of story applies to LinkedIn. So
mm,
I see a lot of people using all these features, even the stories, or even earlier, like few years back when LinkedIn acquired Pulse. So a lot of people have got onto the platform, and there was always a debate whether I should whether I should maintain my own blog, or whether I should write on LinkedIn Pulse. There was a very common
mm.
debate that was happening. And so now, even say now LinkedIn has launched stories, so people are using it. So people find it useful, and it's also giving them like good sort of bit of entertainment, rather than making LinkedIn look like a very truly professional platform. Even when they introduced stickers on LinkedIn, it was very new, like because people were used to stickers only on say Snapchat or maybe on Instagram, but
Mm.
when they introduced on LinkedIn, it was new. So and people are slowly adopting it, and even consumers also are adopting it. And now after seeing that consumers are adopting, brands are also now adopting and making use of it.
Okay. So if now that we have kind of even discussed so many features, or at least it has been part of the conversation, if I ask you that any one particular feature uh, or anything about LinkedIn that you really like the most, and also something that you completely dislike, in fact not dislikes, you hate about it,
So can I ask
both ends of the
should I answer this as as a consumer or as a marketer?
you can answer it as a consumer, yeah.
Okay. So as a consumer, the best thing I like about LinkedIn is a bit of sanity is maintained on the platform, unlike on say a Facebook or a Twitter. Facebook is definitely not a platform where a professional would like to be for say professional discussions, right? So of course I am also there on Facebook, but that's a very family, friends, college friends, school friends oriented network, right? So there you can't discuss a serious stuff about a maybe industry, or maybe about your career, or those kind of stuff. But LinkedIn is a very good platform to get career guidance, to know a few things about professionalism. So that ways, it's very helpful. And in fact, it also helps in networking and also job search, which is very useful for any professional, no matter how many years of experience they have. So that
Hmm.
ways, as a user, I like the platform very much.
Okay.
Dislike, I would just say, I mean, I don't think there's anything to dislike on LinkedIn, but just that I feel uh, like they are introducing features very late compared to the other platforms. So if they could think a little bit ahead, like other platforms are doing, so that would
Hmm.
be helpful. And
Hmm.
also maybe I have been a evolved platform user, so sometimes I feel that this is like a clone or a copy. But if they introduce something new, really new, that stands out as a LinkedIn feature and not being used by any other platform, then that would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So, you mean they are the late to the party thing is something that you thought they did not anticipate in the evolution of their platform.
See, there are multiple reasons to it. So they were late also because like when LinkedIn was not a part of Microsoft and they were an individual company, they're more of less like a startup kind of a culture. So maybe they were not very aggressive, or they didn't have that thought process that how this platform needs to be evolved. So in the initial days, they were more focused on creating a platform that looks really professional, and it should look professional, it should act professional, people should have that nature and culture of discussion which is very professional. So I think they were
Mm.
more clued to those kind of things rather
Mm.
than adding more features or to the platform. But now we are definitely seeing a lot of changes after they got acquired by Microsoft. But it's very hard to say that whether it is because of Microsoft or not. But definitely in last couple of years, a lot of changes are happening.
Okay, great. Uh, any memory that you cherish on this platform?
On LinkedIn,
Yeah,
a lot.
any memory. Yeah, go ahead, go
A
ahead.
lot, yeah, a lot actually. So I would say during my PhD days, I found my external guide through this platform. So we had
Oh,
a
wow.
criteria that for my for the thesis supervision, I need to get one international professor. So I found the professor, and I was trying to reach him on mails and everything, but somehow I was not able to connect with him. Maybe the mails were
Mm.
not reaching him and all. But ultimately, I took the route of LinkedIn and found him and connected with him, and that was
Mm.
like a breakthrough for me to connect with him. So that was it was a very good experience. Apart from that, also on work wise, I have cherished this platform a lot. I have included LinkedIn in most of my media plans for my clients also.
Mm.
So on a work wise, a lot of memorable moments are there.
Okay, awesome. Uh, if I ask you that, which Bollywood actor would you say is LinkedIn? What would your answer be? You can take a moment, think about it. It can be a uh, old actor, a contemporary one, or someone who has just hit the screens.
Okay. I'm not good at watching movies. In fact, I don't
So
watch
I
movies.
will,
But yeah, still I can definitely
yeah,
relate. Give me a moment. I'll just think. Hmm.
take your time.
I think someone like Vinod Khanna.
Okay.
So though I have
And
not seen many
the
movies
why
of him, but
and the why of
yeah, that is I'm coming to that. So though I have not seen many movies of it, but of him,
Mhm.
but whatever movies I have seen, so I have always seen him like suited and well suited, like look like a professional and all. And you don't see him doing very, uh, at least in most of the movies that I have seen of his, I haven't seen him like doing action scenes or getting too romantic and all. He's a bit of a sober and straightforward, easygoing person, and mostly I've seen him like well suited and kind of in the professional roles, like either as a business head or as an entrepreneur or running some business. So those kind of
Mm.
roles.
Okay, okay, uh, cool. Uh, just give me a moment. Any animal that comes to your mind if I say LinkedIn? It's the same question like a Bollywood. which animal would you say that resembles most to LinkedIn? Is it a squirrel or is it a lion? Anything that comes to your mind?
Hmm. I would say it would be a cow.
Okay.
So, so like cow is useful to us human beings in many ways. Uh,
Mm,
so whether it's meat or milk, obviously skin, everything is useful to a human beings in varied ways. So that ways, I think LinkedIn is, and it's not very aggressive, very jazzy kind of an animal. It's well worshipped. It has certain place, especially in Indian mythology and Hindu religion. We give a lot of respect to the cow. So.
mm,
Uh, so I think that kind of a platform is LinkedIn, where you don't go and post your party pictures or your drunk pictures on LinkedIn like you might do it on your Facebook and Insta. But it's a
mm,
very well sanitized platform where we all are in our good mood, and we know the boundaries that we should be in while we are using the platform. And in terms of usage, like a cow is helpful to us in multiple ways. The LinkedIn can be absolutely helpful to uh, any user in many ways. Whether the person is new to the career, they can ask for a job request. If someone is in the mid career or in the advanced stages of the career, they can do it for good networking, finding business prospects. Entrepreneurs can look out for some good partnerships, venture capitalists, investments. So it's a very multi useful platform for everyone.
mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Do you think that there should be a paid uh, version of LinkedIn which exists? So uh, do you favor against, you kind of are for it or against it, or should everyone get an access to it? Any thoughts about that?
I don't think it should be paid for the users.
Mm,
Uh, because then that defeats the purpose of the when we say it's a democratized information, and everyone should have a access to information in the new age or the internet age. Then we are going against it, right? So it should not be paid for sure for the users. But yes, there, I mean, it can be a few more tactics can be applied to get paid from the brands. So though brands are advertising and LinkedIn is monetizing from that, but a few more levers can be tightened to ensure that LinkedIn also gets better revenue from the brands. But for users, it should definitely be free.
okay. What does the word LinkedIn reminds you of? Does it evoke anything, any memory, any feeling in you? The word LinkedIn. Have you ever thought about it?
The link itself, mainly it reminds me of a chain, which ties different small links to make a long chain, right? So we have seen the various formats of chain since our childhood, like whether to tie a bicycle to the wall or maybe tie a suitcase to the when we are traveling. We have seen parents tying the suitcase to the train, or the when we are traveling in the bus. So it's a very helpful, useful tool, which is secure, safe, and binds something together. So similarly, like a long chain has a small couplings or a small parts of the chain which together make a long chain. Similarly, LinkedIn is kind of a network where you have many people connected to each other, and that network can swell over a period of time and become like a very good rich network one can build up around them.
Okay. Okay. If you become the CEO of LinkedIn for one day, uh, any particular thing or things maybe that you would like to change to improve the overall reach of the brand.
Okay. uh, Reach of the brand in the sense, reach of LinkedIn itself.
Yeah, maybe increase its brand awareness, reach out to more people, make it more popular generically, if we can say that. Yeah.
Okay. Ah, sure. So one thing I would definitely do is, educate a lot of youngsters on LinkedIn, because you know LinkedIn still, in terms of users, is far behind any other platform today, right? And while it is also mostly seen as a platform only for, say, white collared professionals, right? But
Mm.
we all know, that it's hardly white collar professionals in a country like India are hardly 2 to 3%. But what about, say, thousands of youngsters, and also thousands of businessmen in the country, right? They are
Mm.
not, they might not be, in fact, they are not using this platform that effectively, right? So right now, so there are many small regional businessmen who could benefit by using this platform. So still they
Mm.
are into that zone of, say, Facebook or maybe WhatsApp, where they can have quick conversations with their customers or with their fellow uh, peers in the regional market and all. But then this can be, if we educate them a bit, that how this platform can be used, it can be beneficial for them. And secondly, youngsters need to use this platform very effectively, because I also teach at many MBA colleges. I teach digital marketing, so I have realized that even the students or even the youngsters who are in the, say, second year of MBA, they do not have a very rich profile on LinkedIn, and in fact, they don't know how to create a LinkedIn profile. So they would just put up a picture. They would just write some random 2 3 lines about themselves. But instead,
Mm.
a lot of education could be given even to the students in, say, graduation level. Because in our country, not many people transform from a graduation to a post graduation. But soon after graduation, a lot of people pick up jobs and they build a career out of it. But then it makes sense to, educate these youngsters who are in graduation, so that they can build a good profile. We can help them, and that number itself is really huge. I know that LinkedIn is doing few college interventions in the country, but and it was such 4 to 5 years back, it was also seen as one of the major initiatives that LinkedIn wanted to do. But still the numbers aren't that great for the platform, right?
Okay.
So I think these are the two things which I would focus more on.
Hey, sorry. I think the internet is patchy. Okay, I think we are
Yeah.
almost closing. So uh, you have to pick one word to describe your relationship with LinkedIn. I will take uh, a couple of names. So is LinkedIn uh, a colleague for you, or a mentor, or it's your beer buddy, or it's a familiar stranger? Beer buddy, familiar stranger, colleague,
I would say it's a mentor for me. So every
okay.
day, not only we learn from say experts or people who are senior to us, but we also learn from our peers and sometimes even from our so-called juniors. But in today's knowledge economy, I don't consider this senior junior differentiation, because even a person who is new to the industry might come up with a very breakthrough idea. So we it has been a very good learning platform. So it's definitely, it plays a role of a mentor, no matter from whom we learn on the platform.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. I think it was a great session, at least for me. I got to ask you a lot of interesting questions, and I'm sure the responses are equally good. I will again listen to them. Uh,
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time, and I will just need some more details from you. I will take it over an email. Your name, age, occupation, gender, and marital status.
Sure. Sure, sure. Okay. Good.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for
Good.
your time.
Thanks a lot.
Good.
Bye. Take care.